Hi, my name is Noam, and I'm going to show you how to make cookies. Or I'm going to show you how I make cookies, and then you can figure out how you want to make cookies from that. We're going to start with some basics, basic cookie recipe, and then we'll move on to variations. Things you will need: about 1 cup of flour, about 1 cup of sugar, some vanilla, 1 egg, some baking soda, and some baking powder, about half a cup of butter. And after that, we'll get into this stuff here, which is our optional add-ins that will make a couple of variations. Now, serious bakers will tell you that you need to wait for the butter to soften so that you can mix it in. There we go. I'm going to cheat because it's faster and I've yet to notice any real difference in how the cookies come out. So I'm going to slice this up and stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds and let it get nice and melty. So now that I've melted my butter in the microwave using the lazy cheating microwave method, I'm going to mix it in with an egg. I recommend using a stand mixer because they're great and they do a lot of the work for you. Honestly, all you really need for this is a bowl, a fork, and a spoon. If you have a hand mixer, that works as well. But really, anything that will do the mixing, even if it's just you. So this is my egg and butter mixture after about 1 minute of mixing. It's a little bit lumpy still, and that's okay. Things will smooth out as we mix more ingredients in. We're going to get our vanilla in there. If you're nervous about proportions, measure out 1 teaspoon. I'm just going to do it by eye. A nice splash. And we mix. Next, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix. And then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. You honestly only need one or the other of these, but I find the combination tends to make the cookies rise nicely and gives you a good texture and consistency. So I'll mix these in. I want about 1 teaspoon of salt. You can adjust that to taste. If you like your cookies a little bit saltier, that is fine. If you want that nice combination of a bit of salt in the cookie and the sweetness of the chocolate, you can lower the amount of sugar. Mostly the salt is there to give the sugar a little something to work against so that you get some complexity in the flavor. For the basic recipe, you want 1 cup of sugar. I happen to like the combination, so I'm going to do half a cup of brown sugar. I should mention that I thoroughly washed my hands before I started this. All right, half a cup of brown sugar. Half a cup of white sugar. And get those mixed in, and that starts to give us our batter consistency. This is entirely optional, but I'm going to add in just a couple drops of almond extract because I find it adds a nice touch of flavor as long as you keep it very light, and that was a tiny bit more than I meant to, but it should be fine. Okay, and our nearly final step is to add in flour. We'll want about a little over a cup of flour, so that's half cup and the second half cup. And I'm going to add about another 1/4 cup or so just to thicken the batter a little bit. Whatever mixer you're using, you want to add the flour in fairly slowly or at the slowest speed setting so that you don't get a giant cloud of flour puffing up into the room and onto your clothes. And that gets us this, let's try that again, and that gets us this basic cookie batter that is ready to eat. I mean, cook. We're going to bake it, not eat it. Don't eat the batter. Who would do that? Oh, it's so tempting, though.